Hi, I'm Corey Gerard, and I am here to talk about types or conditions of slavery. Number one, someone placing another into an abusive situation where they feel trapped and most certainly cannot get out of is an example of a type or condition of slavery. So just say a guy has a woman in an abusive situation and he's abusing her and she feels that she cannot get away because they might have children or this guy might have a good job. And that is certainly a prime example of slavery, because if you feel trapped and you're in a situation that is seemingly inescapable, then slavery plays a part in that. Now, there is a way to remedy that situation or to prevent it from happening in the first place. So when a woman gets with a guy or a guy gets with a woman and either appear abusive or controlling in the very beginning, then that should raise a red flag that's not the type of person that someone would want to be with, because chances are they're going to be controlling or abusive throughout that whole relationship. And if it gets worse, then they who place that person in a type of servitude for enslaving purposes are going to be much worse over a period of time. And then that person who is being abused is certainly going to feel like they are slaves in a situation that they can't get out of. Now, if it's too late and that person is being abused or controlled in a mentally abusive way rather than physical, and they have kids, or that person has a very good job and is a good supporter of the household, then the abuse could simply set conditions for them staying, like take a stance. Say, hey, look, you got to go to sleep sometime. No matter how tough you're acting, you still have to close your eyes and you better watch out. Okay, number two, another prime example of a type or condition of slavery is the military. Now, the military pretty much accepts people in willingly if it's not a situation where they're being drafted in. But once you are in a military either way, then you belong entirely to them, meaning they own you rather than you owning yourself, and you have very little say-so in the matter regarding you being able to do whatever you want, wear whatever you want, go wherever you want. So there are certainly restrictions placed on those that enlist in the military. Now, I know you might get a choice to be stationed here or there, and in some cases you might have rank, and that's all fine and dandy. But when it comes down to it and some kind of war or conflict jumps off, then you might be put in a position or situation that is not of your preferred or liking, and you might be forced to fight and kill just to survive. And you most certainly will have to do that, because it is no quitting and going home. So you'll find out real quick that you are a slave when it comes down to a situation where you are expected to go in a type of war environment in which you must fight and kill for purposes of staying alive or preserving your very way of existing as you are being told. Now, there's a remedy to this situation, and that is if you are not willing to fight and kill if it comes down to it, and if you are not willing to be told what to do, what to wear, where to go, and where to live, then do not enlist or do not join. It's as simple as that. Another prime example of a type or condition of slavery is minimum wage or low wage paying jobs in which the employer will pay very little money to the worker, and there is no way that they will be able to make ends meet on what they are being paid. And on many occasions, they cannot even get by with what they are making. That is most definitely an example of a type or condition of slavery, because chances are the low wage earner is always working for someone who is rich, wealthy, or of the well-to-do. And these low-paying jobs pretty much will keep the worker in a situation where they feel as though they cannot put it all together and support themselves or their families. And that situation is most unfortunate, and it is of a predicament that is not to anyone's liking or preferred, unless you are the actual employer who employs these slave workers for very little pay or wage. Now, there is a way to get out of that. And I would quite simply say, go off into a career or a job that offers more benefit or offers chances for advancements. And it's as simple as that. If you have to go into these low-paying minimum wage jobs, and that's all fine and dandy, but set a certain plan that overstates the fact that I'm not going to work here for the rest of my life, and that, hey, this is only a temporary situation that I will be in, and eventually I will be earning a lot more money, even if I have to go to school and take up some kind of trade or either start my own business out of the house. So I just wanted to cover a few types or conditions of slavery. This is Corey Gerard, and I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in again.